What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here because if you're here, that means you love fantasy football as much as I do. And it means that you're looking for an edge to stomp out your teammates and kick some butt in some of these best ball tournaments. This is the second video in a series of videos where I spotlight players at particular positions that I cannot stop drafting. Today, I'm going to talk about the running back position. Let's get into it. So the one running back in particular that I cannot stop drafting is Omarion Hampton. He was one of only 2 running backs taken in the first round, taken 22nd overall by the Los Angeles Chargers. And this kid is explosive. Most sports analysts and experts would tend to agree that it's really Ashton Jeanty, Omarion Hampton, and then everyone else in terms of running back prospects this year in the draft. So why am I so bullish on this kid? Let's start off talking about his team environment. He's going to be rushing behind an elite offensive line. PFF has the Los Angeles Chargers cracking the top 10 in O-line rankings at the number 10 spot with 2 elite offensive tackles on that team. So he's going to have tremendous opportunities to showcase his talent behind that O-line this year. He also has an offensive coordinator in Greg Roman that is known for a heavy emphasis on the running game, and they showed that last year throughout the year on that team. He has an elite head coach in Jim Harbaugh that has won at all levels, both collegiate and professional. And if you look at his ADP, he's being taken currently at 44, which means that you can nab him in around the 3rd and 4th rounds of most best ball drafts. So the value there is tremendous. Other running backs being taken around the same ADP as him are Breece Hall, who's likely going to be part of a running back committee on a questionable Jets team, Joe Mixon, who's also going to look to give up some touches to recently signed Nick Chubb, Alvin Kamara, who's on a terrible Saints team behind a terrible offensive line, Kenneth Walker, same deal, amazing talent, but he's going to be running behind a terrible offensive line with the Seattle Seahawks. That's not the case with this kid. So the opportunity for success is definitely there. Another thing I wanted to talk about are his size metrics. So according to an article on BrainyBallers.com, where they did an expansive, in-depth study on whether or not any particular size metrics have an impact on running back success over a 10-year span, they concluded that running backs that fall within 5'10" to 6 foot range in height and between 214 and 220 pounds in weight have an increased likelihood to be successful at the running back position. And Omarion Hampton meets both metrics at 6 feet tall and 220 pounds. Now, to add further fuel to the fire, let's look at his college stats. Over the last 2 seasons at North Carolina, he ran for over 3,000 yards, averaging over 5.9 yards per carry, which is elite. He caught over 67 passes with 4 touchdown receptions. So the rushing statistics are there. The pass catching upside is there. And to top it all off, there have been several news reports that have come out recently indicating that his biggest competition, and arguably the one thing that could hold him back from being a top 10 running back this year, Najee Harris, was recently injured in a fireworks incident on the 4th of July. Details are still murky in terms of what exactly the injury was that he sustained. We do know that it's an eye injury and it's currently being reported as a superficial injury, but he did have to go to the hospital to get treated. And we don't know the full extent of the injury and whether or not that's going to have a long-term impact or effect on Najee Harris. On top of that, we don't know if he's going to end up in the doghouse or if this is going to impact the split between Najee Harris and Omarion Hampton. But I'm inclined to think, with early reports coming out of OTAs in favor of Hampton, this is only going to benefit him even more. Now, with that being said, I don't mean to sound insensitive. I do wish Najee Harris a speedy recovery, but this is another component. If you think about everything that I mentioned, the early first-round capital invested in him, the elite offensive line, his college stats that jump off the charts, his height and size, a run-heavy offensive coordinator, and an elite head coach, all the pieces are there for Omarion Hampton to literally and figuratively take it and run with it.
Yeah, boy.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.